Okay, in this video, what we're going to do as part of the advanced pack here, we're going to show you how you can quickly not only install the Twitter magnet that we have pre-configured for you, but I'm also going to show you how you can clone one that you've set up to your liking and then easily redeploy it. So what we're going to do here is I am literally going to walk you through how we're going to clone the one we set up through this course, which is on Shakira.com, and basically do the magic. Now, when you set this up yourself, there's a few things you're going to need to configure, some of the plugins and what have you. So I'm going to cover those really quickly. For example, if we go under Tools, we'll expand both the Tools, the Settings, and the Tweet Mimi, just so we can go through the bits and pieces real quick. First of all, under Tools, go to Auto Tagger, and obviously for your niche, whatever you've got going on, we've got all the existing posts in here, so you're going to need to clean them out, actually. So let me just show you this. We left all of the posts in there that we did, just so you've got them as example. You can use them for your setup and everything else. But obviously, you're going to want to get rid of these. So delete them, put them in your trash, what have you. Come to your categories. You're obviously going to want to set those up as per the WP-O-Matic setup that we talk about in the course. And then have, different feeds going into these as we showed, and however you want to set it up. You could have like a category for your normal blog or for articles, whatever you want, but you're going to want to come in and edit these as well. And then you can come and manage the tags and terms and stuff like that, and the auto terms that are used. So go check those out as well, and you'll see what we use in here. You can go and auto tag stuff again. You can mass edit the terms that are in use already. You can see which ones are assigned to which categories. It's all very cool stuff right there. And then you're probably going to want to create a couple of pages saying, kind of the about us stuff and what have you. Then, let me see. The appearance side, you're going to want to come and edit some widgets. I'm just going to go down this left-hand control panel here. So for this first top one, this is the Google ad that shows in the top right. Let me show you over here and go into this. That is this position here. You're going to want to come in and set your own banner or ad in here, maybe AdSense, maybe your own banner, maybe a link to a CPA product or a ClickBank product. Whatever you want to do, this is where you would do it. And that is 300 by 250. Then coming down here, we have our Twitter code in here. You can change this however you see fit. I do recommend you leave a Twitter thing on here because it's a great magnet for people to follow you. Really all you have to do is come down here and change the Twitter username. You can do whatever you like there. If you want to change this around, change the colors, just go to Twitter, get the widget and customize it as you see fit. And then we've got the recent posts here. There's no options for that one. Then let's have a look. What else? Okay, nothing really else down here. We have a thing called search term tagging, which is really cool, but you're going to want to come and change that in the database, and I'll show you that in just a few moments. Because what I'm going to do is basically once I've cloned this, I'm wiping this website, so I'm going to clean up the database for you and show you how to do it as well. So although this is a bit technical, this is why it's the advanced part. You can provide this to your outsourcer or your web guy if you have one, if you need to, and they can do all this as well for you just to get you all hooked up. Now, that being said, we do have in the content section, let me come back over here, the section here. This is actually a widget position, and that is content above, I think it's called. And you can see we got the AdSense code in there. Hey, if you want to leave my AdSense code in there and drive some traffic for me and make me some money, hey, I'm all cool with that. But you probably do want to come in and change that. And that will get you all hooked up with this part here. What else? Oh, this under here, this AdSense block, that is actually controlled, as we kind of mentioned in the course itself. If you come down to WP-O-Matic, I'm just going to show you this. We'll come to the campaigns. I'm going to leave these campaigns that I set up in place for you, just so you can use them as reference. But if you come into, say, health news, just as an example, and you're going to want to do this for every campaign you've got running, go under options and then the custom post templates. This block here is the link list that I put in there, and that's the standard 468 by 15 block, and you can do that yourself with AdSense if you want, or whatever else you have going on. So just to give you a heads up on that. And then I think really that's it. You can change the theme, you can change the layout. The only other things to do are some of these other plugins real quick, some of the SEO plugins. I do suggest you go through each one of these in turn. We've got some really cool SEO stuff in here. For example, the all-in-one SEO, that's already pre-configured. The PCRobots.txt, that should be configured as well. Come into Twitter Tools. We talk about turning this on and using this where possible. You'll need to come in and put your Twitter username and password here if you want to post every single post to Twitter. I'm going to take off that tag for you because you don't need that, and we'll update that. One thing in WP Greetbox down here, you're going to have to edit. I configured it to follow me on Twitter, but if you see this one, you need to come in here, edit it, and then we've got Jillian Myers fit in here. You'll need to change that, otherwise I'm going to get all your followers to my dummy account, so make sure you come and change that. What else? Oh, the pop-up scheduler was one of the things we talked about in the last video. I'm going to disable that for now, but you have the option of turning this on. Let me just see. I had it going all the time. Let me see. Well, disable that for now, and then just change that to when a visitor first arrives. That's kind of the better setting for this. So I'll save that for you. That way you don't have everyone going crazy as soon as they come to your site. But play around with this. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. A lot of the SEO stuff is already pre-configured for you. Tweet Mimi, you need to come over here and change the settings for this. For example, I've got the Jillian Myers fit in here. You need to change that for your stuff. But it's already set up with everything ready for you to rock and roll. As you can see here, we've got the Tweet Mimi button and everything else. I've optimized this and got the sexy bookmarks on here. Again, you can change these with whatever you want and pre-configure it. And really, that's it. The only other thing I do want to mention, and this is a slightly advanced thing, we have a very cool little plugin in here, which is not, well, it's not really a plugin, it's actually a code hack. And one of the reasons we made some changes here. Now, I'll show you this real quick. Two things. On the home page, we have this highly optimized SEO section here. Now this, I'm going to show you this real quick. This is really cool SEO stuff. I'll bring this over here. We do a lot of stuff with SEO, but what you can see is this text is actually appearing right after the body tag, and then got all the other code and everything else. But this is really highly optimized SEO stuff right here. The fact that it's really high up under the body tag is really powerful SEO stuff, and it appears, although it appears in this block, it actually is way before. It would actually be up here if you can imagine the source code. And the higher up you have your targeted stuff with SEO and Google, the better, because this is you would laser target this to your particular industry. Now, there's two things that work this. In the widgets section here, we have a holder and the actual widget that displays the text. I'm just waiting for my website to load here. For some reason, it's suddenly really slow. And if you've got Firestorm SEO, you already know what this is all about. So I'm just going to come to the bottom here. We have two blocks. This only ever appears on the home page, okay? And we've got the block of text here. You can see this is the main keyword title, as we see here, and the SEO loaded text. Now this has a wrapper. Again, if you don't know what this stuff is, give it to your web guy. They'll know exactly what's going on, and they'll say, oh, cool, that's really cool. Otherwise, if they don't know what it is, find someone else who does know exactly what we're doing here. But what we have here is this little block here basically holds a space open. If I don't want to delete this just in case, but basically on the home page it opens up this big block here, okay? And then this, which is floating text, just drops into it. So you need those two widgets together. And you can see this has a height of 150 pixels and then it holds that whole space open, and then this drops into it. These two work in conjunction together, and all you have to do really is come edit this text because it's pre-configured, and then you might need to adjust the height a little bit and the height of this depending on what you want to do. But put some keyword loaded text in here with a kick-ass title targeted towards your keyword, and that's really going to give you a massive SEO head start with your Twitter magnet. Now, with that aside, there is one other thing I need to show you, which is actually, again, in the template, because I kind of took this heat map theme and did some little SEO hacks that I do for a lot of my stuff. You need to come over to footer.php, and we have a little thing called auto pinging. Now, this is very cool. Basically, for every time a visitor comes on your website, they will actually notify the search engines about what you've got going on. You can see this is the code right here. Now, the thing that you need to do is make sure you put your IP address in here, and you can get that from What Is My IP. And you can see right now, that is my IP address. And then I would come back over here and I would just pop my IP address right in there. That way it doesn't ping when I come to the website. My IP doesn't get blocked as I'm surfing the website. So you need to come and change that and put your IP in there. For now, I'm just going to leave it with all the X's and save. Well, actually, I'm not even going to save that, but this is really cool. Basically, it sends a ping to Pingomatic, and basically it lets your visitors automatically promote you. And if I show you this, and I did this in the course, but let me just show you. That is why all my stuff gets indexed so damn quickly. You can see here, all the stuff that we had here was indexed within 24 hours. And let me see, yeah, for example, Natural Remedy for Cystitis, that was yesterday's. I was going to see if there was anything new from the ones I just posted. July 6th, here we go. How Vitamin A. That is what I did just before this video, and it's already, look, there's 6 minutes ago. It's already been indexed and cached. Usually it's because of that little ping thing that I was talking about, because it's, well, basically it helps you get everything indexed really quickly in the search engines and attract people here, which in turn exposes them to your Twitter content and your products and everything else. It all works in conjunction with each other. So anyway, that's basically it. And what we're going to do now is really clone this and then give you the backup. So what we're going to do now is we're assuming, okay, cool, we're all ready. We've got this set up as we like it. Now we want to back it up and then clone it. So how do we do that? Well, two things. Let me close some of these windows down. Okay, first of all, we need to do a dump of the database. So come over to, now if you're using cPanel, you'll see down here, phpMyAdmin, load that up, come over to your setup here, and then just export it. Now, again, I'm going to leave everything in here, but there's one thing I should mention as you're coming in here. You'll see over here, and this is a question from Firestorm SEO I got asked by a couple of people. If you want to clear out the recent search terms, because obviously they're not relative to you, in here, come to FS STT2 meta and just empty it. The little trash can next to it. Don't hit the red X because that will delete the table. But now you'll see, when I refresh this page, we have no recent terms. So that's cleared that out, okay? And if you wanted to clear out your all the posts and everything else, you'd actually have to come up here and do all that. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll do that actually outside of this video with the final version so that you have a clean install ready to go, okay? But we're just going to do this for the demo here. So anyway, once you do that and you basically you're ready to clone, just click on Export. Make sure all of the tables are ready to go. You're going to export this as an SQL. So make sure SQL selected. Save the file and just click on Go. And that will give you a file to download. You can't see it here, but it has downloaded. So I'm going to do that. Okay, that's cool. That is our setup ready for the database. And now we've got to back up the file. So back over to cPanel. You have to do this really is aimed at cPanel users. If you're on a different hosting platform with different control panel, you're going to have to adapt it accordingly. I really cannot support all the different systems out there, so you're going to have to either speak with your host or get a webmaster to do this for you, because again, I can't really support all the different systems out there. This is the main one, and this is the one that I recommend using, so that's why we're showing you doing this. So anyway, coming to the file manager, we open up the file manager, and then you can see we have all of the files here. Actually, don't need that one. That's a remnant from when I installed this. So I'm going to close that. Basically, close that as well. That was when I was coding and testing these things for you. But what we're going to do is select all. And then we're going to create an archive. All you do to do that is go up here to compress. And then we're going to call this, we'll just call this Twitter Magnet. And I'm going to leave it as a gzipped tar archive. Okay. Now the reason I'm going to do this is because, again, that protects all of the file permissions inside this system. Because when we restore it, we want all the permissions to be correct. And let me just renamed it for me. So let's just call it Twitter Magnet again. So although it's a tar.gzip, don't worry about that. When we restore it, Linux and the system we're using will actually handle this automatically. So just going to click compress files. Now it takes a few moments. There's not really that much in terms of file size, and you can see it's done already. And then all we would do is select that and then download it, and then we'll save that over here. You can see it's only 35 megs. That's probably including caches and all sorts of crazy stuff that I had going on, and probably some backups as well. So what I'm going to do in a few moments is I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to clean Shakira.com down and out with all the posts and all the tags and everything else, so that you have a clean archive. And then what I'm going to show you in just a few moments is what we do to actually restore this and put it in place, so you can see how to install it. Make sure it's all configured, ready for you, and we'll get cracking. So I will see you in just a few moments once I've done that. Okay, so in this part, we're actually going to restore this and install our Twitter Magnet on a completely brand new website. Now, I have this one. This is one I use for testing purposes and demonstration purposes. You can see right now, nothing here. And what we're going to do is basically very quickly take what we have with the Twitter Magnet archive, which I shouldn't really have done that. And basically what we're going to do with the Twitter Magnet archive is restore our two files. Now you see one here is the database file, the other one is our archive that we made earlier on. Now I've already gone and pre-cleaned these, as I mentioned, so there's no posts and no remnants in here, so it should be a very clean and quick install. So what we're going to do is, now again using cPanel, is I've already set up a database for everything that's going on. You can see that if I come down here to MySQL databases, I've created one called Twitter, and I've added a user here. And then what I'm going to do is, I had to clear out the old one from demonstration purposes. Let me find it in my list here. Okay, BPM Twitter. So you can see this is a blank database, nothing in it. So what we have to do first of all is bring up this and bring it open in a text editor. I'm using one called Notepad++. Great little tool. But the thing you have to do over here is, because this is an archive of my setup, you have to go change the domains to match yours. Now, in our case, we have example.com because I kind of cleaned it out for you. So this is what you would swap it for when you do it. And then you would change it to whatever your website is. For example, in our case, businesspromotionmastery.com. And then you would replace all. It's got 60 occurrences. That's fine. That's all you would have to do. Now, then you would save it. And now we'll go restore it. So what we do is come over to PHP and MyAdmin. We'll go to import this time, browse, and then we would find that here. Okay, just double checking myself, and then click go. And it'll just take a short moment. Boom, you see there is our databases, and I'll just show you this in here. everything is ready to go. Cool, groovy. And what we'll do now is we'll go to File Manager, and then we'll upload our archive. Now I want to make sure I'm in the correct folder here. So okay, I'm in the www folder, and then I go to Upload, find my archive again. In this case, you see now it's about 7.8 megabytes once I actually cleared this out, so it's a lot smaller this time, and it should upload pretty quickly. In fact, it's already up at about halfway here, 64%. I'll just keep talking for a couple more moments while that wraps up, and it should be 100%. Beautiful. Okay, now we come back to the File Manager. We actually close this part down. We don't need it anymore. And then we'll look in the File Manager, refresh it, and you'll see we have our file here. Now, all we have to do now is right-click and extract. That's why I love using cPanel. Makes life so much easier, and it puts everything back in place as with all the permissions and everything else. Now you can see it's restored everything here, but we have a couple of last-minute things we need to do. The first one is I would leave that in place until you're done, but for our case we're just going to delete it so we don't leave an archive for anyone else to grab. But there's two things you need to do. The first one is the htaccess file. And what we do here is, because we've got some cool SEO stuff in here, we need to make a quick change. So right click on that and edit, and then change this actually where it says example.com. Make sure you change it to your actual domain. Make sure you're also keeping that slash there, because that's very important for this type of redirect. And basically, just so you know what this does, it protects your website from being listed for duplicate content, because anyone that comes to a non-www gets redirected to the full www version of your website. So, okay, we've done that. We'll change that and go back to the File Manager. And then we have to obviously add our configuration or our database information to the system ready to go. So come to wp-config, right click on that, edit, and then we have to change all our stuff in here. Now in our case, the database name, we changed that because that was BPM Twitter. And then the username, I actually, just for the sake of simplicity here, I use the same one. Obviously that's not very secure. I don't suggest you do that. Again, I'm just using that for simplicity here. Then I had the password access22. The database host was localhost, and that's all I need to do. Now, I'm just going to close that. Now, fingers crossed, if we come over here and refresh, we have a cloned brand new website. You see that? That is how you clone WordPress. Now, once you've got it set up as you like it, you're golden. You can just go and start going as much as you like and doing whatever you like, and then just adapt it. Now, I'm going to show you just to log in the back end, WP admin, the username and password, just so you've got it for what you have going on, is admin and then access22 with a capital A. Okay, so we'll get it to remember that. And here you go. We are all ready to rock. And then just to show you, I'm going to come down to settings, WP-O-Matic, and I'm going to quickly, just to show you, hey, this stuff is working great. Let me come to campaigns, and I'm going to see, you see it's actually, it says we've got 9 posts in here. This is a remnant. Don't have to worry about this, but I just want to show you this real quick, that it is working. And I'm just going to clear this out for all of these. You might need to do this when you come in, but you're going to set up your own campaigns and what have you. I just want to show you this actually posting, and then let's just go and fetch. I'm bringing in some new posts, and I'm only going to do it for one just to show you it, and then what we'll do is actually have to open up a new tab. You can see why I absolutely love WordPress. And just to show you it all working, look, here's our posts again. Everything back working, and then we hook it up with all our Twitter details, and off we go. So there you go. That is it, working. You have a fully working version of your Twitter magnet, all ready to rock and roll. Now you just go and tweak it to your heart's content, and off you go. So there you go. That is it. That is Twitter Magnet. That's how you clone it. That's how you reset it up and get all the customization stuff we talked about. But there you go. That is the powerful Twitter Magnet, ready to rock and roll, along with what you've learned in Twitter Commando to squeeze every ounce of profit out of Twitter that you can and have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you to it. You will also see that we have some cool stuff below there that was kind of an unannounced little bonus, which is the addition of our very, very popular Kick-Ass email marketing and Kick-Ass list building. We threw this in there because we wanted to give you a little extra value, again, just to make, because this is more advanced stuff, but also to give you the competitive edge and really help you take your level, your efforts to the whole next level and, really succeed with what you've got going on with Twitter Commando and everything else you're doing in internet marketing. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this archive, I'm going to provide it to you ready to install, and you'll be ready to rock and roll as quickly as possible. And again, if you're not sure, if you're a little uncertain about what we did here, because you have to get a little bit technical with this sometimes. I hope I kind of broke it down in the simplest way for you, and I try to make this as easy as possible. But the one thing with WordPress is it's not easy to back up and restore. But I have streamlined this into the easiest way possible for you. And again, you can be up and running. If I really cracked at this, I could have this cloned and installed in about 5 minutes. So that's not too bad when you consider everything we've done here. So there you go. Go get that download. Go install this on your own website and have fun doing it. And I'll speak with you real soon.